I don't think anybody would argue with the sentiment that men in the West today are very apathetic and weak. They're lost. And this is understandable because for decades, men have been told that they're toxic, that they're useless, that they're dangerous, that they're expendable. And now it's pretty common to hear women say that men are just absolutely unnecessary in society. And when you build your society and you destroy those who create and propagate those that merely take, eventually you come to a point where those creators start to walk away. And those that don't desperately start grasping at whatever straws that they can find, whatever vine they can latch onto as they fall down this hill of what they were born to do and to be. And oftentimes those roots that they grab hold of are part of a poisonous tree. We have we have fallen so far away from who we're supposed to be as human beings. But in our culture, we have lost our way of who we were that once made us great. The narrative that I speak of men being expendable, that's common. That's even pretty much taught in schools. That's the education system now. Men are no longer needed because we've gotten so technologically advanced that we've got machines that can do a man's job now. So many men are facing a very severe identity crisis, and they're trying to find a way to be in their natural state, if you will. What I want to talk about today is the economy that has been built around self improvement, and in particular, this alpha male, level up, hustle stuff that everybody, that's the sales pitch. It's all the same generic sales pitch. Everything that you're prescribed to do, it goes back, way back to Napoleon Hill. There, it's just reiterated in modern vernacular. But there is an economy that's been built on the backs of lonely, broken, lost men. And more often than not, these guys that fall victim to these altars of the idols as they are, these people end up more lost and broken than they were when they entered into this space. Today, we're going to address one of the many alpha male clowns, the current internet's favorite dork, and that's Wes Watson. Now, I've spoken about Wes in the past in different ways. Initially, I listened to his message and I thought that it was beneficial. It's the same generic message that works. Don't waste time. Focus on the tasks that are going to move you toward where you want to be, and be honest with yourself. Help other people get where you've been and seek out help to get where you want to go. And in that chain, every link brings everyone that's attached to it up. It's a good message. It's solid. But as time has gone on, there has been an exposure of reality. All the reality. In fact, everything that built the brand of Wesley Watson has pretty much been fabricated. It's all been a lie. It's all been part of the grift. Now, I don't knock people for their hustle if their hustle is based in some sort of integrity, some sort of honor. And I look at the way that these guys, these alpha male, they seduce the young men and the dumb men that kneel to the altar of those idols. They seduce them with this idea that all their dreams are going to come true and they've got the secret. All you've got to do is give them the money, join this Dungeons and Dragons group, get on the leaderboard, and basically try to buy your way to the top of it by jumping through the hoops of the masters. It's pretty sad because there are so many impressionable young men And they're not even all young. There's some, I'm sure there are guys in their 40s and 50s that are investing their money in this bullshit, and they're really believing that these guys have the secret to show them how to get out of the position in life. And it seems silly to me when I consider how this thing is taking place. The con is really obvious. Remove the fact that so many people have come out and said, hey man, I've gotten scammed over this, fill in the blank, crypto scam, the real world, war room, whatever the MLM is. And now today Wes Watson is being exposed because everything that he is, everything that he sells is fake. It's a lie. But I want before I make my point, I want to ask you a question. Would you trade places with Wes Watson today? Right now, today, would you remove yourself from your life and take his burden from his shoulders? You get all the cars, you get all the flash, you get all the things that this guy sells, but you also get all of the drama and trouble, because the way that he came about getting this wealth, or this facade of wealth, is through the hustle. Would you take that? Would you take that result? And then on the same token, you have to deal with what's happening to him right now. He is on a sinking ship, and I really don't think that it's going to be recovered for multiple reasons. The first and foremost is he's a fraud. He used God to get to the place where he get people to trust him. I'm here to serve you. Your best interest is my best interest. It was all a sales pitch. I care about you. And then you listen to him today. The only person that Wes Watson cares about is himself. And as his ship is crashing, he's desperately trying to fleece whatever dummies are left out there out of the last little pocket change he can get out of them, because it's over now. This reign is over, and it's Wes's own fault. My point of this message today, it's not to kick Wes any more than anybody else has done. All of the content creators that have spent their time dismantling what this man has done, there's no reason for me to reiterate any of those things. But the point that I want to make to anyone who's listening to this that may be stuck in the cycle of the alpha male grift, where you're spending some monthly fee to be a part of a group, a club, an online Dungeons and Dragons clique, or spending your money to get yelled at by a roided out loser trailer park boy. These guys all sell you this lifestyle. That's what it is. They tell you that if you follow them, they're going to help you get the things that they have. But the whole trick, the whole P under the cap is, in order to get the things that they have, you got to continue to feed that monster. See, money isn't the answer to all the things that ail you. Getting more money, having more things, getting more muscles, none of those things they for sure will make your life better if and when you do the right things, if and when you seek those things for the right ends. But when your whole persona, when your whole worth is based on the cars you drive, the muscles that you have, this idea of superiority, and you're gonna lord that over people and use people, manipulate people to give you money, lie to people about who and what you are to establish this brand of, while I understand it, I would never do that to myself. My channel isn't about creating a character to get people to subscribe to my channel and give me money. If my message resonates enough, then I should get money off AdSense. If I don't get money off AdSense, then it's not worthy of being that. I don't need to extract money from people who come here looking for help. One of the main things that I want to really drive home to those in this hustle culture in particular this alpha male, red pill, you know, just arrested development, masculinity, whatever you want to call it. Money is not going to solve all the problems that you have. As a matter of fact, if you really take a look at those who have an abundance of money, money doesn't change who you are. Money gives you the ability to show the world exactly who and what you are. Look at guys like Andrew Tate. Look at Wes Watson. Look at Dan Bilzerian. Look at all these so-called alpha males who use women, money, and their possessions to influence those who listen to them. This is the lure. It's not being a good man. It's not being a strong man, a moral man, a man that's guided by a higher principle. As a matter of fact, a lot of these guys will sit down with one another because they have X amount of dollars on their ledgers, and it doesn't matter how they've gotten it. He made it, bro. You should listen to him. Watching PBD and all of these people who have made successful businesses sit down with the Tate brothers and listen to them lie over and over again, trying to escape the things that they've spent years telling the people who listen to them that they were doing. They snitched on themselves, and now they're going around trying to get anyone who will listen to campaign for their innocence. Real men take accountability for the things that they've done. And while I didn't agree with a whole lot of stuff that Wes Watson said, like putting stuff in his butt and, you know, dealing with strippers and women like that, I respected the hustle. I respected the fact that he seemed to be helping people. But when the character that he was selling was proved to be false that day, that Andrew just stripped his panties off and spanked him without touching him, that showed you who he really was. That showed you who he really is, what he really values. And he's done nothing but implode since then. His ship is sinking because the mask is off. He used God to get where he wanted to be. He's listening to the voice of God on the inside of him. That God changed. It went from whatever voice that was whispering to him, telling him to do good, and now his God is Wes Watson. His God is money. His God is validation from people who believe this facade that he's something special. At this point, anybody who gives Wes Watson, Andrew Tate, any of these alpha males that have these click funnels, these clubs, these programs that you can go into, even that fake ass military one that was 15 grand or something. You guys are wasting your money. If you feel that inadequate, then you really need to seek some help. You need to get yourself around real men in real life and learn some skills. You're not going to learn how to be a man. You're not going to become an alpha male because you let some weirdos yell at you and berate you for 3 days. Becoming a man is a whole lot more than the toys that you have. It's a whole lot more than the muscles that you possess today. All of these things can fade. A real man that could be considered a leader, a man that is worthy of being looked up to, that man takes care of people. That man is tasked as a leader, a protector, a provider. Those things are important. That man stands up for those who can't stand up for themselves, not take advantage of those who are lost, that are broken. And that's exactly what this alpha male, get on my program. That's what all this culture is about. It's about creating another idol, another altar for you to bang your knee at, because you've gotten taken so far away from the one that you should be praying at. If you want to become wealthy, you can do that with a simple flip of the switch in your mind. Instead of looking at all these people using toys and material things to seduce you into giving them more money to buy more toys and material things, be grateful for what you have. especially if you live in America, especially if you live in a first world country. Be thankful for what you have, because there's people on this planet that would give up years of their lives to enter the comfort that you have, even if you're broke, even if you're poor. There are people on this earth that have absolutely nothing. And you're crying about some first world convenience. You're worried about comparing yourself to somebody who's got everything in the world but still doesn't have happiness. Still doesn't have anyone who, when they look in their eyes, they know that they truly love them. Not some viper snake that's only there for what they can get. But when you're that type of person, when that's how you move with people, like these alpha male predators do, that's the only type of people you get. Snakes of the feminine persuasion. They're not monsters. They don't look scary. They're beautiful. Those demons don't have horns and pitchforks. They're seductive. These weak men pretending to be strong men are just simply leaders of the cowards of our community. Because any man worth his salt looks at these clowns, any of these guys who proclaim themselves to be an alpha male, badass tough guy. Tough guys don't have to tell you how tough they are. And fake tough guys never act tough with real tough guys. And that's why Wes Watson chose to attack Andrew, but back down at the trainer when he rolled up at the gym. He wasn't snitched on him. This whole thing is a grift. And what you should learn from Wes Watson isn't how to be like Wes Watson, but the thing that you should learn from him and all of these other guys that are being exposed, whose altars are being destroyed in this moment of truth. These dudes aren't who they're pretending to be. They don't do what they tell you to do. And the way that they're making money is the same way as if I told you, hey man, give me $5. Now, give me another $5 and I'm gonna teach you how to get $5. That's the game. That's the game. And as you trick more and more dummies to fall for this, then you upgrade the things in the background. You upgrade the toys you can show them. You can walk in the garage and say, that's my Lambo right there. Give me some money and I'll show you pussies how to get it. If you give any of these dudes your money from this point forward, you're stupid. Plain and simple. You cannot buy masculinity. And you damn sure can't buy the top tier of masculinity. That's only earned with time, stripes, scars, suffering, loss. That's it. You got to go outside and get dirty. So go outside and get dirty. Out.